everyone, my name is Nancy, and I'm honored to be part of RachandBella's hashtag How Boho Can You Go collaboration. And today I wanted to show you how to create a boho art doll in your journal. So here is my example, and I'll take you step by step by it. But as you can see, she's really cute. She's got some gold accents on her. And, let your imagination run wild with what you can do. Now, I made her full size on a page. I used one of the art dolls, and I'll show you which one I used, the Bohemian Girls. If you wanted to make like a smaller one, you would just use one of the smaller Bohemian Girls and cut their heads, to adjust the body size. But let me show you how fun and easy this is to make. And you can make her, unique as your own. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is I made myself a little collage. Now I know we all have the scraps left over from all the beautiful projects we've been making for our journals, so just take a piece of paper, and depending on how many art dolls you want to make, and just make yourself a collage board. Okay, and that's what I did here. So then the next thing you want to do is make a simple shape, just a simple shape. You don't even have to make this type of shape. You can make it straight up and down, like longer, but I kind of figured the size of the page and the size of the head, so I kind of just freehand drew a shape. Okay, so that's going to be my shape, and we're going to cut her body out of the collage board that we just made. Okay, so we're going to do that, and then I want to show you which doll I used. Now, this is the gal from this page here that I use. I just printed this regular size, so we're going to use her head to make this doll. So let me just rough cut this out here. So you're going to need a printout of her, or any other doll that you want to use, whatever you want to use. So what I did was I kind of just, went around her neck and her hair. Doesn't have to be perfect. And just kind of waved it around because her hair is super curly. Now, if you want to leave her hat on, you can. On this doll here, I cut it off and I made her a little veil out of a piece of some sari that I had. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. But this one here, let's just leave her little cap on here. And I'm just, rough cutting it out. I'm just kind of waving it around here. And then that's as easy as that. So then we have that, right? Okay, now let's just keep that over there. All right, so then, okay. And then the butterfly wings that Rach had given us, I printed them 4 to a page, so they were smaller. So we're going to cut these out, okay? So just rough cut these out. You don't need the antennas because she's going to have her wings. I am blown away by all the beautiful things that people have been showing us how to create for this journal. This collaboration is probably one of the best I've seen that RachandBella had put out. And wow, yeah, it's the digitals are just gorgeous. And what people have been coming up with to put in the journals, I just don't know where to start. I like every single project that these gals have been coming up with. Really something. So now here's the wings. And what I did was, let's see here we go, like that. What I'm going to do is put them together, and I'm just, now that I rough cut, I'm just going to cut them down a little bit. Nothing fancy, just go around the edges here like this, and just make them about 1/8 of an inch smaller. That's all we need. See, real simple like that. Okay. So then we have our 2 wings. So I'm going to put them here to the side with her head. Okay. Now the body, what I'm going to do is just take my pencil, and because, you know, you can do fussy cutting, you can just cut it, you know, put it down and cut it, or if you want, you can move it around and gather, you know, make the pieces that you want to show in her dress. So really, I am just going to do it down here, and I'm just going to lightly trace around. This is just a piece of copy paper I did this on. It's nothing fancy, and if you're good, then you could probably just freehand cut it and not even make a pattern. I like to have some kind of a pattern when I'm doing this, so, and then we're going to cut this out of our master board here, our collage board. And once again, you know, the pencil is just for a rough cut. You don't need anything to be perfect. Nothing is perfect, so. And if you cut on your line, you know, if you see any pencil mark when you're done cutting, you can always just, you know, erase it. And don't worry about too much on the bottom, because if you're going to do some trim on the bottom, you won't even see anything down there. So, okay, there we go. So we have our body right here, okay? And now, if you're an inker, I would suggest inking now. So what I'm going to do is give a little rough inking here with my just vintage photo. And if you don't want to use vintage photo, you can definitely use like a color, like a purple or a blue or a pink color. But I'm just using vintage photo, going around it like that. And then I'm going to go around her head just to get rid of the white edge. Like that. And then I'm also going to go around the edges of the wings. And I have another project that I'm going to do after this one in another video. So if you stick around, I have a beautiful, beautiful beaded closure to make for your journal. Okay, and then for now, I think that's good. So you also want to figure out what page you're going to put her on. So I printed out one of the backgrounds here, and I'll show you what we're going to do. We're going to first put our doll together before we actually glue her to the page. So here's our page, okay? So what you're going to do is just to get an idea of how she's going to fit, I'll put her closer to the bottom, and then I want a little bit of room at the top. If you want to do the writing around her, you know, the sayings, the little quotes like I did on her, then you want to leave a little room at the top so you can get around the head. If you don't like the writing around the body of the doll, then, you know, you can put her head closer up. And so now this one I left the hat on. So I think I'm going to leave a little room. I want to put her about here, I think. You know what? I am going to cut her hat off because I might do another veil. So I'm going to cut that hat off, I think, and give it a little ink there. I like the veil on her. So, okay, we're going to decide where she's going to go, okay? Once you decide, let's just take our glue. We're not gluing her to the page yet. We're just going to glue her to the base here. So I'm just putting a little glue there to hold her. Hold her head there. I'm just holding it on the page. And I want her head to be about there. You can even turn her head a little if you wanted, but whatever looks good to you, okay? And then now we're going to place her wings. So you're going to decide, and if you don't want wings on your boho doll, then don't put wings on her, but I think it looks really, really neat, don't you think? Okay, let me move this over so you can see. So you're just holding her placement there, and we're going to put some glue on these wings just to hold them in place. Okay, let me get this one out of the way for a second. Positioning her where I think I want her to be, and then you're going to put her wings about right about there, and then you can place the other one. Make sure they're to your liking. I think this one needs to go up a little more. Yeah, like that. There we go. Okay. All right. And then you can just, if you need to glue under her hair to attach it to the wing, that's fine. And here on this side here a little bit. Okay. And let me just, there we go. All right, so then now we have the base of our art doll ready, okay? Now what you can do is glue her to the page. So now we're going to use the big glue, because otherwise my little bottle would take me forever. Okay, so let me just get some glue on her. And she really is quick to put together. The part that took the longest, and really not even that long, was making the little collage page. But, that's, to me, I love collage. To me, that's my favorite thing to do, is collage. All right, so we're going to put her down. Make sure she's stuck down there. And now the fun part is to decorate her. So, on each of these pages, these butterflies come on the pages. So I'm going to cut out a butterfly. I'm going to cut this dark blue one out. So let me get that cut out here for you. So I'm trying to utilize, because this kit is so gorgeous, I am trying to utilize as many implements in this kit as possible, because it has everything you need. So I had made a Bohemian journal before, and I made this pretty art doll in my journal, and when RachandBella wanted me to asked me to be a part of this, I knew right away I wanted to make a boho art doll for the page, because I think she's unique, and depending on what materials you have, she will be, even though we have the same kit, she's going to be totally different. All right, so I'm just going to ink my edges here a little bit to get rid of the white. Okay, so let's start decorating her here. So the first thing I want to do is, I think I'm going to put a piece of trim down here. So I have scraps of trims here, and I kind of like this part here. I could use that part too, but let's just use the part with more color. So I am just going to cut this off. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it looks like it's going to fit just fine. So I'm going to cut this piece off, and what I'm going to do is glue it on here. I don't know if I should glue it that way or this way. Maybe I'm going to glue it that way. So you can use your fabric tack glue. I'm just using regular glue here. It'll stick on just fine. It's not a heavy piece. It's very light. But if you have any laces or trims, use whatever you have. So let's put her down here. And this way it'll glue before I show you. I glue on a little dangle. I had a ball pin and I just put some beads here and pinned it to the trim, and it'll hang off the page. Just a little added something. So there's that, okay. And then I also had some little gold plastic trims here. You can cut them individually. I think I got these from the Dollar Tree, and since she has a necklace on here, I thought I would enhance the necklace and glue that down. So I'm going to cut a piece of these off, and the stickiness is not very good on these, so I can pull it off in one piece. So I get this off my finger here, and I'm just going to show you that I'm going to glue this and put it on that way, okay? But let's add some glue under there because it will not stay stuck for sure. But I just wanted to position it. And it's a little fiddly, but it'll be worth it. Any kind of a flattish trim that you have will work. Okay, got one side. Sorry, I'm flipping her all around here, but I don't want to get too much glue on her. So I'm just trying to put a little bit behind each little gold gem here. And that'll be perfect to stick with. Okay, there we go. All right, see, just simple like that. Okay, so then what I want to do, like I did on this gal, is hang this butterfly from her neck. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Already inked it. I could even add a few more and have it come lower if I wanted to do something different. Let's see what that would look like. Since I have these two little ones sticking here, if we made it like a lower dangle, like that, how would that look? Oh yeah, I like that. Okay, we're going to do that then. Let me get some glue under here. Okay, I should use my tweezers for this. It's so tiny to pick these up. Okay. All right, there we go. And now I can glue. Oh, it's stuck to my finger. Look at that. Oh gosh, okay. Hold on. My fingers have glue on them, so let's get this in position here. Okay, once you get it on there, there we go. Okay, let's try that again. I think the fun part is, decorating her. If I could hold on to the butterfly, that would be really good, huh? Always on camera, right? Okay, so there, we're going to put the butterfly right there. Like that. So it's dangling from her neck. So it's a little different than on this doll than the other one. Okay, then I still wanted to add something to her dress, and these circles were part of the kit. So I was going to look for one that had, now that looks pretty. I like that one. That one looks really nice. I don't want to put a doll on there. Okay, maybe that one looks pretty. So I thought we could add one of those, and I'll just run my ink around that. And if you have other ideas that you want to elaborate on, and I want it off center, see? I don't want it in the center, so I think things look better off center. So I'm going to put that right here. There we go. I like that so far, right? And I did enhance her lips to make them stand out. And I just have a pink fine tip pen here. It's a little nerve-wracking, but I think it adds something. See, like if you look here on this, she's very solemn. But by coloring her lips, but not all the way, it gives her more of a character, I thought. You don't have to do this. Let me see if I can do this without screwing up here. Now what I did was I outlined her lip like that, filled in the top, but then when I filled in the bottom, I didn't go all the way to the top. See? Can you see that? Okay. So, and it kind of makes her lip stick out. And you can even, if you don't want to put a veil on her, you can even put more like eye color on her if you'd like. But I love how this looks. And then, so now you have to decide what, you know, you want for her hair, something on her head. And on this one, I have some of my sari silk. So let me just cap my glue up here. We're going to put some beads on. I'm going to show you how I add some gold to it. I have some gold wax here. And let me show you, I have some pieces of sari here that I got. And, you know, you can cut off pieces to put on her to make her a little veil, which I think is pretty cool looking. You just have to look around here and see what would look, you know, you can cut one piece off and put it on her head like that. You don't have to cover her face like I did on this one, or you can like that. Something light. One like that maybe would even look nice. Or even like this corner piece here that has all this beading on it. Let's see what else we have here. I have this beautiful piece too in purple, light purple. There's like a half of a flower pulled off. Oh wow, look at that. See how pretty that would look if you glued that on her head like that. I like that. Here's another one, but this one doesn't have. Let's do this. I kind of like how that looked. So I'm just going to rough cut this out. Doesn't have to be perfectly cut. You don't want to cut too close, so you don't want to loosen the applique off the back of the silk. But yeah, just a different type of a head trim for her. It's very hard to cut this. Okay, let me just trim this part here. All right. So I think what I'm going to do is glue that on there. I think that looks pretty cool. The only thing is I won't be able to write around her head. I'll just go up to it and start on this side here. So let me get some glue on here. Yeah, look at all the trims and different appliques and beads and things that you have, and you can give her any kind of like a head topping, you know, like a headdress. I'm going to put it right close down near her eyes. So there, that looks super cool. I like how that looks. Very nice, very nice. Okay, so we're going to let that dry for a minute. So then I always, when I make a boho journal, I love to add some gold accents. Now we did add a gold necklace and there is some gold in the trim down here, but I just have this gold wax. It's vintage gold by Art Alchemy metallic gold wax. So I have just this tiny little applicator. I just kind of touch it and I just rub some gold, and you probably won't see it in the camera. I'll kind of hold it up and show you, but I'm just adding some gold accents where I I would like them. Like on this butterfly wing here, maybe a little in the middle there, like that. And then on the other side, like that. And it really does add something to it. And then I'm going to put some around here, maybe around the circle, in the middle, the butterfly, just a little bit here and there, around this rose here, like that. It's just ever so slight. You can put some accents on her dress if you want. You don't have to, but anywhere you want some gold, you can put gold highlights in her hair, whatever you want. So just a little, not too much, because a little goes a long way. And then I have another little ball pin here with some beads on it. And what I'm going to do is just kind of attach it to the bottom here and clip it on. Let me get that pulled on there. So it'll kind of dangle off here. And so she is done. So that is what she would look like if you just left her like this and didn't add any wording. But I really like using the quotes around her. So now I used a brown pen on this light pink background, but on the blue, I think it would work. But you know what? There's black in this butterfly. So I'm thinking I want to use a black pen. Let me see how this one's going to work here. This is just a black pen, but you know what? I think I want, let me get a marker. Let me see if I have one available. You know what? Let's see. I don't seem to find one here. Okay, I'm going to just use this pen, I think. And I just picked some of the quotes from the printouts here. And what I do is I just start, and I'm a lefty, so I start left to right. But I think you would do the same. It's like reading a book, right? So the first one I wrote here is embrace the unknown and let the, and don't worry about your handwriting. I don't, nobody loves their handwriting, right? It's your book. It's your writing. You should have your mark on it. So don't stress over that. Adventure, and just turn your page and go along if you can. Begin. Okay, and then space, and then I started another one. Bohemian. I'll probably go over this with a Sharpie fine point so you can see it better. Bohemian living is, and I'll just go this over here now, about and I'll start here, embracing, and just go around the curve, embracing the beauty in imperfection. Okay, and then the last one is, let's see, and you got to see how much room you have left. So you want to put something shorter there. So let's see. I'll put down. I'll put down. Let's see. I don't think I could fit that other one. The greatest. Now I won't be able to fit all that. So I'm going to put down. Not all those who wander are lost. Let's do that. Not all who wander are lost. Okay, and that's my doll. That's my other doll. So let me show you up close here. And I don't know, can you see the gold that I put on the wings? Okay, and I just think she turned out super pretty. And this one here is the one I had shown you in the beginning. So that is the Boho Art Dolls, and I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments, and thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope you'll add one of these dolls to your beautiful journal. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.